What's going on, everybody? What is going on? It is Wednesday, June 26, 2024, and we are back with another live here on the Torn Your Rain Reloaded channel. If you haven't done so already, I would greatly appreciate if you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you are new to the channel. And if you are new to the channel, welcome. Hit the bell twice to be notified whenever I upload a new video or go live. Shout out to everybody over there on Patreon. Shout out to all of the members here on the channel. Also, shout out to those who follow me on Instagram, X, and in the Discord, and those who send me stories for me to discuss, whether in a live format or pre-recorded or in Patreon as well. I greatly appreciate it. So y'all see the title. Today's the day, y'all. I said 2 days ago when I was doing my live that this was going to be the topic for the day, and y'all was ready for it because y'all started invading the chat before I was even way before I even went live. Like, y'all was in the chat early this morning. Like, well, not even this morning, but when I put it up yesterday, y'all was in here since yesterday. That's crazy. But I'm glad that you all are here, because that means y'all want to hear my take on this situation at hand. But before we go ahead and get into all of that, let me go ahead and acknowledge the people who are here so far in the chat. We have Kryn, Cottrell, Trill Fate, Corell, Firebat, Junior Network, Yarn Sarge, WCLAC, Craig Colson, Old Grandma, Wallow J, Hacksign KT, Demarcus Vaughn, Seven Ham, Curly Girl, Johnny Ali, Reparations Nation, Donna C, Denise Scales, Gabrielle Bradley, I Am Six, Queen Fire, Bruce, P. Yvette, Joy 31608, Beverly Cook, Savion Zero, Bruce, Chris Vesey, Xavier, Tony Mack, Anita Harrell, The Atavist, The Church of Black Power, Iron Will, Andrew Campbell, Loves Ya, Scoop 2003, DSM Sinister, Andrew Campbell, Lakeisha Mitchell, Tildog 12, Tawana Cook, Kira Clark, Tippy W, Tony Taylor, Mike 4282, Danila Cassels, and Chris Vesey. Shout out to everybody that is in here so far. Now, before I actually get into the topic, I have to address something that unfortunately happened today, and I'm sure many of you already heard about it, but in case this is your first time hearing about it, here, this will be what it is. Someone informed me this morning in my community tab on one of my posts. They said, Torian, did you hear or did you see that Your World, aka Harvey Superboy's YouTube channel, got terminated? And I was like, no, I didn't hear about it. I was like, you were the first to bring this to my attention. And sure enough, when I typed his name into the chat, well, into the search, it wasn't there. I said, okay, let me go ahead and see if I could try to find it and Google it. And it still didn't come up. Like a 404 error had came up. So yes, his channel did unfortunately get terminated. He actually created an X account today to basically tell people officially that it did get terminated. He did create a Rumble page or a Rumble account, and he posted up like a 4.5-minute video over there saying the reason as to why they said that it got terminated. Although I believe it's definitely more to it than what they're saying. But he said that's the reason why they did it. I believe tomorrow he's going to be going on Nicole's View. I think she's going to go live to have him on there and explain what happened. I actually DM'd him on X a suggestion of what he could do in order to try to get the channel back, because we know, like, for those of us who have YouTube and have dealt with this kind of thing before, whether it's with a channel or a video in particular, how stressful that can be, and when it comes to that appeals thing. But yes, that is what unfortunately happened. As a matter of fact, I think the last video that popped up on my notifications from him was the one when he was talking about Valentina Gomez. Now, I'm not saying that was the video that caused it, but he also said in his Rumble video that, and he's talked about it before on his channel, that he has had issues with his videos for the last few months. Like sometimes the picture quality wasn't good. Sometimes the audio was off. I'm sure some of you watch this channel and watch his videos notice that sometimes whenever he would speak, sometimes it would go silent or mute for like 10 to 15 seconds out of nowhere. And you're thinking there's something wrong when you're in, but it's not. So, and he would express that. So, yeah, he just I think it happened this morning. As a matter of fact, I think he said it announced that it happened this morning, and I believe this was Harvey's third channel, if I'm not mistaken. Because I remember his first channel, which was the 222, then he had the Superboy 223, and now he had Your World. So I think this is the third channel. So I did send him a DM on X to see if there was something like as a suggestion of what he could do to try to appeal it that way through the Team YouTube X account, because I know when I had some issues before, one in particular that happened months ago, it actually got fixed through that. It took about 2 days, but it got fixed much better than it did through the actual appeal system. But yeah, that's what I wanted to bring to y'all attention. But again, I believe Nicole's View is going to be speaking or going live tomorrow, and I believe she's going to have Harvey on there. So if y'all want to get the details straight from him, I would suggest that y'all be over on her channel tomorrow whenever she goes live. So I just wanted to put that out there, before I got into the topic, because it was weighing heavy on my mind, and I said I need to bring this up now before I get into the main reason why we're here. But now that we have gone through that, let's go ahead and talk about what we're here to talk about today. First off, put a 1 in the chat if you watched the Kendrick Lamar pop out that he had on Juneteenth, and put a 2 if you did not. I'll admit I watched bits and pieces of it, but I made sure to watch the ending of it, because I mean the man performed not like us 6 times. I mean, hello, I was not about to miss that. But it was a wonderful event. It was a great event to watch, and seeing the unity there. Oh my goodness. If y'all haven't watched it, make sure y'all go and do that. I'm telling you, you will love it. I promise you that. But it was a really, good event, and I thought it was dope because it was unexpected to us. Of course, people out there knew it was going to happen because he probably had to have tickets for the event. But to us on the outside looking in, they had no idea he was going to do that until a couple hours before it happened. And I believe it was live on Amazon. Like, I think if you had an Amazon, like a Prime account, like it was like a free concert. So, it was dope to see all of that happen right there. It was a great event, and he did it on Juneteenth. Come on, listen. He performed not like us 6 times, and he made sure that when so he performed the song up into the line when he says A minor, and then he would run it back and start from the beginning and start all over. He did that like 3 times. So, and then every time he did it, the crowd got louder and louder and louder, and then he started bringing out more people. And before you know, it was like a party. You had Russell Westbrook out there having the time of his life. He was having the time of his life. At that moment, you didn't see Russell Westbrook, the basketball player. You saw Russell Westbrook, a black man of the West Coast, just having a good time. So I thought that was just a dope thing to look at. But if you haven't watched it, I would highly suggest that you do. You are definitely going to enjoy it. And in my opinion, They Not Like Us is easily Song of the Year. Easily. Who would have thought a diss track would have had this global appeal? It's not just establishment appeal. It's global appeal. Like, it's everywhere. I've even heard this song be rapped by people in another language. Like, that's how vast it has gone. And the song is only a month and some change old. But I just wanted to put that out there. So apparently there was some people that felt some type of way because they did not get invited to the shindig. And of course, it was the other usual suspects, the co-colonizing cohorts. And by the way, I can't tell y'all how many times that song was played during the rally. I mean, I must have heard They Not Like Us at the rally for reparations 2 weeks ago like 5 times. Whether people use it as their theme song when they were getting ready to speak, or they just casually played it. Like it was everywhere. It's literally becoming like someone said in the chat, it's literally becoming FBA anthem. So this is a clip right here, and I'm sure many of you seen it online from this podcast. I think the name is called The Food Community. I believe that's the name of their channel. But this is a clip right here that's 2 minutes and 12 seconds long. And I just want you to hear the saltiness come out of their mouths as it pertains to them not being invited to the party.
No, yeah. So basically, I feel like the Mexican people were underrepresented there last night.
I feel it. I can see that.
I can see that too, man. But
And a lot of people are telling me that I sound like bitter or something. Like, I'm not a rapper, fool. I'm not tripping about not being on stage. I'm saying, like, oh, Jeezy performed, I think,
That's
last
dope.
night.
Yeah.
did he?
That would have been nice if he would have been on
Oh,
stage.
if he would.
Now, if y'all don't know who this OGZ person is, apparently he's some kind of Mexican. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not too familiar with him, but apparently he is a Mexican rapper, and apparently he was there, and I think he performed during a set. But at the end, when they did Not Like Us, Kendrick had if y'all look at the thumbnail, there's this big picture that they all took at the end, and it looked like he had most of LA up there, most of Black LA anyway, up there in that picture. And now this person that's sitting right here, I think his name is, or he goes by the name LA Icon, is upset because one, he said that he feels like Mexicans weren't represented at the event. Mind you, this was not just a pop-out event, it was a Juneteenth event. So it was more than just a rap concert. It was a Juneteenth celebration too. And y'all will hear what they have to say about Juneteenth. And I'm not going to spoil it for those who haven't seen it, but for those of you who have seen it, you already know what you're going to hear. So he got upset because the person that he's talking about wasn't in the picture. So you're mad because somebody wasn't in the picture. But let me continue.
Now, maybe the young legend had something to do, so
Right.
he dipped.
Right. Because all the artists that did perform were up there.
Facts.
I respect it. Who was up there? I can't keep count.
There was a lot of people that went, but I think OGZ was the only
Person that didn't pop out? Or were you going to say he's the only Mexican that performed?
both.
Did he perform? Was he supposed to perform?
He did perform, yeah.
Did
Oh, he
perform.
did?
Mhm.
And I didn't see him perform because I caught it late.
I saw
but
the clip.
I saw
I didn't even see that
a
clip. What the
picture
fuck?
of someone posting that he performed.
Do you think it had something to do with it being Juneteenth?
Okay, now I want y'all to, I paused it right here because this is the part where people were already side-eyeing this up until this point because they saw and heard the bitterness come out of his voice. But when it got to the point when they were talking about Juneteenth, that's when Black people on X went all the way in.
I don't understand. I thought Juneteenth was like on the 16th or something like that.
So you want to be invited to an event that's on Juneteenth, but you thought Juneteenth was on the 16th. You're not going to know our history, but expect to be invited to events that is hosted by us. But keep this, we're expected to know everybody else's days. We're supposed to know everybody else's events. Even though we ain't crashing it. We know what day Cinco de Mayo falls on, but you don't see us crying about not being able to perform at a Cinco de Mayo event. We know what day St. Patrick's Day falls on, but you don't see us crying trying to be and perform at a St. Patrick's Day event. Or any other event that represents another culture. Can you appreciate it? Yes, but we're not trying to bogart it either. But here you have this guy up here literally upset because he felt Mexican representation was not there, even though there was someone there who is Mexican, did perform, but because they weren't in the picture, that was not representation. And then going to have the nerve to not get the damn day right as to why they were there, as to why they were performing. Oh, I thought Juneteenth was on the 16th. Fool, if you didn't know, I can tell you weren't born yesterday. You may not have known Juneteenth be kicked off in 1865, but you had to have known that they federalized it in 2021, which I'm sure you were born way before 2021. And if you don't know that, I'm sure you have a calendar that'll say it's Juneteenth. What the hell made you think that Juneteenth was on the 16th? You know what he got the day mixed up with? He got it mixed up with Father's Day. Because June 16th is Father's Day. And oh, my bad. Shout out to Scoop 2003 for the 5. He says they just telling us they not like us, anti-black south of the Bordarians out here in SoCal. I appreciate the super chat.
It's busy up here. Woo! I'm rich! I got money.
Thank you. You don't see us trying to perform during the Chinese New Year. But when we have something that is for us, here comes these other groups. You got some people on there calling Juneteenth ghetto and ratchet. Now you got this individual right here upset because you didn't get invited to perform, or you felt like there wasn't enough representation for Mexicans as far as the hip hop goes. I mean, they have literally been crashing out about this for a while now. And that Microphone Check documentary that Tariq put out definitely put the nail in the coffin, and they've been crying even harder and louder. But let me continue because I have some more stuff we got to show even past this clip right here.
It's on June 19th.
It was Juneteenth yesterday.
Yeah, it was Juneteenth. Facts.
I respect it.
Do you think that had something to do with it?
Has something to do with what? The fact that they threw the show that day?
Now he's up there trying to play dumb, like they're literally, first you didn't know what day Juneteenth fell on. They told you it was on June 19th. And he said, do you think that's the reason it has something to do with it? Why there weren't it wasn't a huge Mexican representation there? Yes, that's the reason why. That's our day. See what happens when we delineate and we do our own thing? This is what we are up against. That is why I titled this stream, More Proof Black and Brown, quote unquote, is a failed experiment. This doesn't even work good in theory. And as far as I'm concerned, it don't even work good on paper.
Or that there was no Mexicans on stage.
There you go. Do you think it was supposed to be like?
First of all, let me start off by saying congratulations to Kendrick Lamar and all of the wonderful individuals that performed last night.
Now see what he just did. Now that he knows that he effed up, now he has to come back with the backhand. Oh, congratulations to Kendrick Lamar and to everybody that performed. After you just screwed yourself for the last a minute and a half. And they don't think we can decipher this. We can cut this thing up into little bitty pieces and serve it on a platter. That congrats that he just gave don't mean a damn thing.
Hell yeah, shut him up.
So I'm not trying to go racial with it, but I will say,
I would just picking
Too late.
each other, like picking each other's brains apart.
although it was Juneteenth, and I believe that's in remembrance of the massacre. I don't want to be wrong, but is it in Tulsa or?
Woo! All right, y'all. So let's do it again. So you don't know what day Juneteenth falls on, and now you don't know what event it was. You thought that this was Black Wall Street. At that point, they should have just said, "Stop talking. You are making yourself look like a fool." Again, we're expected to know their history, but you can sit up here and act ignorant about ours. Tulsa? Those are two totally different events. Granted, both of them affected Black people, specifically FBA, but those are two totally different events. And I believe the only reason he knows about Tulsa is because maybe he got wind of the news about what recently happened down there and them denying them reparations for what happened in 1921. Like, he's literally sitting up here making himself and sounding like a complete fool about our history. This is why I'm not for teaching anybody about our history. Either you are going to learn it, find a way to learn it on your own, or someone else is going to teach it for you, because I'm not going to do it. I ain't got the time. I don't have the patience. And shout out to Panther Strike for the 10. He said, Brother Torian and family, the Honorable Dr. John Henry Clark taught us that we have no friends. Let's remember that, please. That their hatred due to jealousy cannot be hidden. FBA only cookout. I appreciate it.
This up here. I got money.
Appreciate that, Panther Strike. And also, while we're still at it, shout out to Janesta for the $2. She says, B1 Torian and family. I appreciate
This up here. I got money.
Like someone just said, Beverly, this is exactly why that song says they not like us. I mean, that song has so much meaning. That song literally has become more than a diss track at this point. It's practically become a way of life. Who knew that not that we needed a song, but damn it, it sure amplifies it. I'm just saying, because goddamn. This man thought that it was about Tulsa. You know what? I would have, like, to make himself look like a fool, I would have been asking him, in what state did Juneteenth kick off? Like, what state was it? I bet you he's going to say Cali.
Or in Selma,
I don't even know.
or a place over there. I could be wrong. And
Oh my God, it gets even worse. Not only does he not know the difference between the events, but he doesn't know the locations. Remember I said he's probably not going to know where it is. He doesn't. He thought it was in Selma. Even though he just said Tulsa. Shout out to the Lone Wolf Effect for the 5. He says, B1 and thank you for all you do for us, brother. I appreciate the super chat.
This up here. I got money.
Like I said, all you can do is just laugh at this. That's really all you can say. He literally just said Tulsa and then comes back and said, I thought it was in Selma. I told you he was going to get the state wrong. State and the city. So, like I said, you're getting our history all mixed up. You don't know what Juneteenth is. You don't know what day it falls on. You don't know what state it's in. You don't know what year it's in, clearly, because you got 1865 and 1921 mixed up. You got the events mixed up.
and I hate to be wrong, but I know it's in remembrance of a massacre that took place, right?
He said he would hate to be wrong, but I know, clearly you don't, that it was in remembrance of a massacre. And that's the second time he said, I would hate to be wrong, and you were wrong both times. Both times.
I'd like to say that the Mexican people have been persecuted in this wonderful land for a long, long, long time.
Oh, God. If you don't knock it off. Did y'all just hear that? He gonna say all this stuff up to the 2-minute and 10-second mark and then come off and say that the Mexican people have been persecuted in this land for a long, long, long time. If you do not go... Oh, my God. Let me get to these super chats. Shout out to Scoop 2003 for the 10. He said, but a couple days before this, a Hispanic SoCal rapper, Lefty Gunplay, said he'd have a problem if his daughter came home with a brother. He'd be like, WTF, I appreciate it. And shout out to Cornell Sly for the 100. He said, stay hard, stay strong, B1. I appreciate it.
Get busy up here! Woo! I got money.
I appreciate that because, oh my God, this is insane. And what's so crazy is the two that's sitting opposite of him are just letting him just talk and sound dumb. Like they sound like they look like they know how dumb this dude is, and they just let him be dumb. Those aren't your friends. Those are not your friends. Man, oh my goodness. But anyway, y'all. So, well, before I go to the next thing, shout out to Queen Fire for the 5. Y'all hitting with the super chats today. I love it. He said, it's the entitlement and the ignorance for me. Why do these people want to be in our mix so bad? B1 from SoCal. Shout out to SoCal.
Get busy up here! Woo! I got money.
Shout out to you. Okay, now we're going to segue into another clip. Now, many of you probably haven't seen the next clip I'm about to play. Y'all, many of you have already seen this one. But what I'm about to show y'all now is the response that this LA icon person, the one who pretty much would fail an FBA litmus test if it was sitting right in front of him today, he gave a response on his YouTube channel. Again, I believe the name of their channel is called Fool Community. I believe that's the name of the channel. And he came on after he got so much backlash and much deserved and made an 8-minute response. Now, I didn't watch the video yet, but I went straight to the comments. And when I tell you, them people in the comments section lit him up again, which tells me he done said some more BS. Savion, shout out to you for the 5. He says, bro, I'm gonna need you and Pharaoh Speaks to make a They Not Like Us remix on these fools. I appreciate it. And shout out to Mike 4282 for the 5. He says, can't these groups just be happy with their own ish? I appreciate it. Oh, yes, chill. There was a so-called, I don't even know if I want to call it an apology, but I mean, it was more of a response. So I don't declare that to be an apology. But you're about to find out what he says in the cover.
Get busy up here! Woo! I got money.
Shout out to you, to the both of you for that. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to pull up the clip. I downloaded it, but you know, for the sake of purpose, I'm going to have to play the disclaimer. All right, y'all. So this is the so-called, well, like I said, I don't believe it's truly an apology. I think it's just a response to what people have been saying. I don't believe he's apologizing. This is, like I said, this is actually my first time watching this. So this is a genuine first time reaction to whatever it is that he is about to say.
You know what it is, LA Icon, Food Community Podcast. You are now watching another segment of Icon Reacts. So, there is a viral clip on the internet right now of me, which is titled, Mexicans Feel Underrepresented at Juneteenth Concert. I'd like to add context and clarity to this whole situation. And I'd like to start off by saying, number one, I did not know that it was a Juneteenth concert.
You didn't know it was a Juneteenth concert, even though it was kind of advertised as one. You knew what day it was. And even in the video that we just watched, you didn't even know that that day was Juneteenth. You thought it was on the 16th. Whitewash, I know I explained that at the beginning. I talked about that at the beginning. Listen, y'all, we are only 39 seconds into an 8-minute clip or an 8-minute video. It's all downhill from here. That's all I'm gonna say. It is all downhill from here.
To my knowledge, the show was called Ken and Friends Pop-Up Concert. I thought the show was a victory lap on him in the battle with Drake. Second of all, I did not know exactly what Juneteenth stood for.
Clearly. And the thing is, the clip that y'all saw is a small part of a like almost 90-minute video, because what they're doing, what they were on was like a podcast. So there were other people that went and watched the whole thing, and based on the response, it doesn't even sound like he even tried to rectify the situation, and it clearly he didn't, because he came back and he did this. So this man literally doubled down, tripled down, and quadrupled down on his ignorance and didn't try to correct himself. That's why he's doing this. And it sounds to me like he's not even going to correct himself here.
I know now. Juneteenth stands for and is celebrated because of the emancipation of people that were enslaved, aka the abolishment of slavery. So, shout out to Juneteenth, right? But my statement was clipped and titled, which took away the context from which my statement, which was, I started off the statement by saying, I woke up this morning to a lot of posts about Kendrick Lamar unifying Los Angeles gangs on that stage. Kendrick had all of Los Angeles outside, things of that nature. Again, I did not know it was a Juneteenth event. Nowhere in my mind do I think Mexicans or Latinos are entitled to perform at a Juneteenth event.
Wait a minute. Okay, so now you want to do revisionist history as if this just did not happen? We all just went through like a fine-tooth comb through this 2-minute and 12-second clip of you saying that you felt some type of way, in so many words, that Mexicans were underrepresented at this event. You basically asked where they at. Now, what y'all are hearing right now is why many people in the comment section of this video on their channel was getting hit hard by other people clowning him even more. Because again, he's not taking accountability for what he said. He's trying to make it seem like we misread or misinterpreted what he said and we are in the wrong. No. We're not about to play this game. We all saw what you said. We all heard what you said. You were wrong on everything. You even said if I am wrong, which means you felt like you was incorrect. And you still continue to allow yourself to be wrong.
One Latino did, shout out to OGZ. But again, I don't think we're entitled to perform at such an event.
Clearly you did, because you felt some type of way about it. Why was you asking about being underrepresented then? Now, I'm sure when I'm looking around the room at that event, is that it didn't say, it wasn't a sign on the door that said no other group could come into this event. Because I was looking around the room and it was a very diverse event. Of course, it was more Black people there than anything, but it was a very mixed event. I looked at the room. So I'm sure Mexicans were there as well, because Kendrick has Mexican fans. It's just that when it came to the performances, he had it set up where it was a specific group that was represented on that stage. and you felt some type of way about it. Now, when y'all have y'all event and y'all do whatever it is for y'all community, we will gladly just step aside. You don't even have to invite us. We will step aside and let you do your own thing. But when we have something that is for us, there's always a complaining thing. There's always a whining thing. There's always, you know what? I'm going to use your words against you. It's a victimhood thing. You got to enter into victim mentality and then try to do what you're doing right now and gaslight us to make it seem like it's our fault.
Now, I think it's safe to say all of you would agree that if it wasn't a Juneteenth event, my statement has absolute validity. There's no Mexicans on stage, and you're saying all of Los Angeles hip hop scene is present, or all of the gangs in Los Angeles are being represented.
This guy literally within 2.5 contradicted himself. So because it wasn't in your words, not advertised as a Juneteenth event, that's why you felt some type of way of there not being any representation with Mexicans. Okay.
Then yeah, there should be Mexicans there. Again, the clip was taken. It was titled what it was titled. We do live in a content era on the internet,
Shout
and
out to the
they make
600
content on my
plus in the chat.
statement.
Make sure y'all hit the like
It's
button.
unfortunate that it was taken out of context, and it
No, we're not doing this. It was not taken out of context. We, like I just said, we just spent like 10 plus minutes going over what you said. It was not taken out of context. I knew that they was going to do this. I knew he was going to do that. It was not taken out of context. You said what you said, stand on it. I told y'all this was not an apology. Some of y'all thought this was going to be an apology. I told you this is not an apology. As a matter of fact, he didn't even title the video apology. It was titled response to the backlash or something along those lines. When you see response, that means, okay, I heard what y'all have to say. Now here's my rebuttal.
was clipped. However, it was clipped. But it is what it is, and here we are. So again, I did not know it was a Juneteenth event. I did not.
Okay, how many times you gonna say that? You said like 3 times you didn't know it was a Juneteenth event. Can you get to your next point? We about what? How much? We 3 minutes in, and you keep saying I didn't know it was a Juneteenth event.
I know what Juneteenth stood for. I now know. And Mexicans are not entitled to be present on a stage celebrating Juneteenth.
That, and see, there it is. That's now going, because you know what this is? You know what he just did? That was a dog whistle. Oh, the mean FBA, they're being mean to me because they won't share their press stage with me. Wah. That's what they're doing. Now he's crying, the whining, like a child. Because now you got to make it seem like we're the best. What did Rob say? Embrace villainy. I mean, we already knew they was going to try to make us the villain anyway. They always do it. Hey, it is what it is.
But yeah, that's what it is, man. Shout out to Juneteenth, now that I know what it actually stands for. Shout out to Kendrick Lamar. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to all of those of you at home that also didn't know what Juneteenth was.
So now he has to feel like it wasn't just me. It wasn't just me that didn't know what Juneteenth was, you know? So don't just get mad at me. Well, here's the thing. Yes, there are some people out there that don't know what Juneteenth was, but guess what? They didn't get up on their platform or have a big platform such as yours and sit up there and say what they thought Juneteenth was, which it wasn't. They didn't spew out ignorant things like not knowing the date, like not knowing the year, like not knowing the event, like not knowing where Juneteenth started. And the thing is, like I said in the clip, he kept going and going and going like the goddamn Energizer Bunny until he could not stop. And then when he did, he ended it off with, you know, Mexicans are persecuted every day in this country. What?
But now you know exactly what Juneteenth stands for because of this video. You know, shout out to everyone watching the food community, man. Happens. Excuse my ignorance. Yeah. LA icon, food community. You know what it is, baby. I'm out.
Okay. So that's the end of it. Wait a minute. Hold on. You uploaded a 3-minute and 50-second video and let whatever play, which I'm not going to play on here, run for an additional, what, 4 minutes? What? Almost 5 minutes? Oh my God.
Damn. It's a bunch of bull.
Thank you, Eric Mays. You said the words for me. Now, I got one more thing to show y'all. Now, this is not a video, but it is a picture. And I'm going to put this picture up, and I'm going to ask the audience a question. So here's my question to the audience. Who is this person in this picture? Who is this person in this picture? Shout out to Firebat, just on it. I understand if y'all wouldn't know, but this is a so-called rapper named Swifty Blue. Now that you know who this is, I want to ask the audience again, why do I have his picture up there? His name is Swifty Blue. Why do I have his picture up there? Kira said Takashi said Takashi 6'9". Okay. So many people don't know why, but when I say this, y'all are gonna remember. If y'all don't remember, and evidently the people in the chat, y'all don't remember because some of y'all don't even know who he was, I'm gonna put this right up here. Miss Gigi. Basically, in so many words, was it last year or the year before, he made a statement saying that he would not sign to a record label owned by a black man. Let me repeat that. He said he would not sign to a record label owned by a black man. And this is a so-called Mexican rapper that many of you in the chat did not know who he was up until a minute ago. I remember when he made that statement because I talked about it. If y'all will subscribe to my channel, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. I tried to find the video where he actually said it, but the most that I saw were like reaction videos, and I wasn't about to play a reaction video just so y'all can hear what he said, but that's what he said. Those who live out in LA definitely remember when he said that. He said that, but you want to do rap music and embrace quote unquote gang culture. Now that I've broken that down, now your memories are now jogged. Y'all remember him now. And when I saw that video, not the video with what he said, but the video that I played, my mind went right back to what this Swifty Blue character said. So you want to be a part of an event, but you don't want to be attached to the culture. And now you got them all online lying, literally climbing all over themselves, talking about they helped invent hip hop. I saw a video today where someone said that hip hop's creation was a 50-50 creation between Black people and Latinos. Some of you may have seen that video. I think it was on TikTok. Even with the shutdown of every lie they have told, they still want to sit up there and lie. Amazing. When I said co-colonizing cohorts, what you see on your screen and the person that said that in that video are two examples of co-colonizing cohorts, meaning they're not necessarily PC. Some of them are PC identified, but they still act in the same vein as the colonizer. The same thing with the melanated ones too. They are not slick. And what they're very upset about is the fact that we are putting our foot down. We're drawing a line in the sand. Whether you see that line or not, the line is there. No one can see the equator, but we know it exists. And they can't stand it. And you want to know what's even more interesting about this? It's happening during an election year. That's what makes this even more interesting. Shout out to Kendrick Lamar and that pop out that he had. And doing it the right way. And by the way, I hear that he shot a music video for They Not Like Us. I can't wait to see what that's. He about to run the numbers up again. What they're also really mad at is that they don't have someone in their community that quote unquote raps that can have the type of impact and effect that Kendrick had just on that one song. I mean, he already had the community just by his presence alone in his career, but now you've really garnered their attention. If they didn't know about you before, which means you had to have been living under a rock or not even born yet. This was a refresher. This was a breath of fresh air, and they can't stand not being a part of it. What have I been telling y'all on my channel for all these years? We are the trendsetters of the world. Nothing moves and nothing trends until we say yes. The minute we say no, the trend is done and we're moving on. The rest of you can play catch up if you want to. But as far as us, we gonna keep it moving. There's nowhere on this planet you can go and not say that we did not leave an impact and we didn't even have to go to that part of the world for it to happen. There's many people in here who have never even left their state, but you know when you see something in another continent, in another country, in another city, oh, that's us. I mean, for crying out loud, they got breaking in the Olympics. Who would have thought that would ever happen? How in the world did break dancing get into the Olympics as an Olympic event? And what's crazy is if you look at some of the contestants, some of them are not Black. Let's talk about it. Before you know it, freestyling going to be an Olympic event. I don't think the rest of the world ready for that one. You can look everywhere on this earth and see what we touched and be like, damn, we did that. This is why I'm so proud of our culture. A lot of people love to say that we don't have a culture. Clearly we do. If you got people like this LA icon clearly upset and crying because he didn't get it, his invite got lost in the mail. Newsflash, your invite didn't get lost. It never got sent because you wasn't getting one. Oh yeah, ZZ. Breaking is now an Olympic event. See, y'all didn't know. We have been trend setting since the inception. Even when our ancestors was on them plantations, we were trend setting then. If you got it, you got it. It is what it is. Now, I know y'all got something y'all want to say. I know this was going to be one of them days where when I drop the link, y'all probably going to flood it. So there's the link, y'all. If anybody would like to come on up and speak to this, feel free to do so. We got 782 people in here. Make sure, if you haven't done so already, to smash that like button. I would greatly appreciate it. Of course, the first person we got up here is none other than Wallow J. What's going on?
What's going on, Tony? Also, shout out to you. You got a shout out this morning from Professor Black Truth. Congratulations to that. Also, I don't know if you
Appreciate
know that
it.
or not. Yeah, but
y'all heard it.
Yeah, but Mexicans they're so confused because they want to be white and black at the same time because they want to identify as white when they get arrested so they get the same treatment as white people, but then they want to act black and have black sin, say the N-word, be a part of our culture, and it's like, no, you can't be neither one. Be who y'all are. They have their own damn culture. Why don't you go into your own culture and dig into ours? Because they know that the money, they see how a lot of these white folks get money off our culture.
Mm-hmm.
They want the same damn thing. That's all that is. They like when you said the guy that was talking about he didn't want to sign to a black label.
Yeah.
What I about to say? Oh yeah, he basically is like they want our cosign, but they don't want to like be under us. They want to be above us. It's just like, no, you're not going to be above us. Everybody already knows black people are the trendsetters of the world. Remember how TikTok came famous? It wasn't because of all the white folks and the Chinese. No, once black folks started doing those dance trends on TikTok, TikTok took off. That's how TikTok got more famous. It wasn't because of the La Raza. It wasn't because of Asians or white people. No, because of black people. We see y'all for who y'all are. We know who y'all are. Y'all not gonna get away with this shit. I saw that video earlier today too. I'm like, nah, bro. Like, it ain't no 50-50. You can appreciate our culture, but you're not the culture. FBA is the culture. Like, get the fuck out of here with that shit. But I already know some other people want to come up, Tori. I'll drop down B1.
B1. Shout out to Wallow J. And yeah, Wallow J, you right, because the little indication sign came up here on StreamYard that said someone is trying to enter, but the studio is full. The last time I think that happened was when I was talking about that GTA trailer. But shout out to everybody wanting to come up. So we're going to try to get through these as quickly as possible. Next up, we got Miss Nisi. What's going on?
Good evening. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Now, that Kendrick's concert was on YT. I watched it earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And the highlight was not like us.
Of course.
Highlight. But I do have one question statement.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we got the breakdancing in this upcoming Olympics, right?
Yeah.
Please, I want to ask a favor of you.
Mm-hmm.
Keep the chat informed. What countries are entering for that? And like I said earlier, the last few screens back, I said, watch it not be not one black team, FBA team on that Olympic on the Olympic stage. You watch. I mark my words.
Oh, I believe it. And the thing is, we don't even have to wait to see who is going to be there, like wait for the actual event. Because I'm sure if you just like Google it, you can look it up now because the team should be like cemented now. Because the Olympics,
I bet you the majority are Asian.
You know what's so crazy? When I saw the first picture, like for them talking about breaking, what was that, like about a month or so ago?
Mm-hmm.
You was right. It was a picture of an Asian breakdancer.
I ain't surprised. Not only do they bite on our style, same way they did with Double Dutch. Black folks do the double. Can't nobody double dutch like our people.
Speaking of double dutch, I saw a video on Instagram about a month or so ago, and I believe they were in Philly, and it was a compilation video of people double dutching both. It was women, little girls, you even had little boys and grown men. It was even a grown man that was like literally holding his he jumped in, he had jumped in with his child. I thought that was kind of funny, but it was also like, interesting to say the least, doing it. And it was black people that was doing the double dutch. It was amazing to see that. I don't know if anyone on Instagram who is on Instagram saw that, but I remember saying, I'm mad I didn't bookmark that video because I would have played it on here.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, also one more thing before I drop off.
Mm-hmm.
Nicole's you, but I was upset this morning because I missed Harvey's last video. And I went to check this morning. I said, "Where is your world? I'm subscribed. Where'd it go?"
Yeah.
That's some bullshit. You and I both know. It's some bullshit.
Right.
But anyway, you have a good evening, boo.
You too. Shout out to Miss Nisi for coming up. Next, we got the Church of Black Power. What's going on?
How you doing, Tori?
How you doing?
I'm blessed, highly favored. Brother, shout out to Harvey because I was just listening to that Valentina video that he put up yesterday. Literally, I just gotten to listen to it. I know it got put up the day before, but I didn't get a chance to listen to it until yesterday. So to hear that they just snatched he went the hell off in that video. So I'm mad that they just snatched
it. And you know what's so crazy? I didn't even get a chance to watch it.
Yeah, he snapped. He was snapping on her. He was snapping. But with the content at hand, it definitely wasn't no take out of context situation whatsoever, right? Here's the honest to God truth. It really doesn't matter whether he knew what Juneteenth was or not, or what it was about or not. Nobody is entitled to direct proximity to us. Period, point and blank. There is nothing that I did a broadcast on this on Monday, and I played a clip of a Mexican lady back in the late 80s, early 90s. And what she was explaining was she was talking about how they were fearful in America because they didn't want to be, how do we know they're not going to force us to identify with the blacks? By the way, they're being treated in this country, we can be treated like that too. And then she spoke about how, we also have this deep-seated rooted anti-blackness where we do feel like black people are beneath us, right? So when it comes to these type of things, I don't care what this dude talking about. We go through problems here. We've been through some of the most heinous situations, whatever. You chose to come here knowing how they treat us in this country. You made the conscious decision to come here. So don't try to talk about we've been through things too. We don't care. We just don't care. Because many of you, like you said, they want the rubber stamp, but they don't want us to be around them when they're getting theirs on, right? We're not going to like any type of Cinco de Mayo festivals demanding to be represented there. We don't go to Mexico when we go to Cancun and stuff like that, expecting them to give us soul food. It's ridiculous that he even opened his damn mouth. But lastly, speaking on the Olympics, Miss Nisi gave her prediction. I'm going to give you mine as well. The next thing going to be added into the Olympics is going to be battle rapping. I'm calling it right here and right now.
Yeah, I said freestyling, but I mean, battle rapping is like, they kind of piggyback off of each other.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But peace, power, love to you, brother. Y'all have a beautiful day.
Appreciate you. Shout out to the Church of Black Power for coming up. Next, we got Jay the Informant. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep this short and sweet. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, so well said, man. Of course, you know what? I'm gonna say, like I said in the comments, hey man, what we need to do is start saying that we created Cinco de Mayo 50-50. We created the mariachi bands 50-50. You know, if they want to muddy up the water, how about we muddy up their water? So that's all I'm saying, man. You know, it causes confusion what they're doing with it, especially when it comes to rap. We already know who created rap. So why not just appreciate who created rap, who created the actual genre? You know what I'm saying? Instead of trying to migrate over to that, because then we can just say, oh, you know what? We created mariachi bands and Cinco de Mayo. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. Why would they do that? But I guess if something, I guess, is a genre that's superior to the genre that you have, then you want to, I guess, like, you know, migrate over and hold some claims to it. And we see the same thing when it comes to the civil rights thing. We see other groups claiming that we were there with black folks, that we helped them, and we're going through the same thing as they're going through. But we see the similarities in the one-for-one reference they try to, you know, integrate or place on the civil rights, talking about they're going through the same thing that we're going through. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's kind of disappointing seeing them do it, because I know it's like it's just disappointing to see them doing it instead of just showing some appreciation for it and saying, okay, so, you know, they created it, but we're also here to, you know, appreciate it and put our own spin to it, which will make way more sense to me.
Exactly.
You know, but that's all I want to say, man. Let me hop off. I know you got other people coming on.
Appreciate you. Shout out to Jay the Informant for coming up. Next we got Calvin. What's going on?
Hey, first of all, shout out to everybody who just commented, because I've been back here just screaming at the phone like, yes, exactly. So shout out to yo, look, YouTube.
Hold up, we kind of lost you. Your sound kind of went out. Damn, it looked like you sound like you was about to go in. I don't know what happened. Oh, shoot, that's crazy. All right, I'm gonna bring you down, and then I'm gonna bring you hopefully, like, right in the private chat, if you're gonna be good to go, because for some reason your audio just cut out. All right, next we got Jonathan. What's going on?
What's going on, Tori?
What's going on?
What's going on, man? That's all I got to say, man. 'Cause people seem to always complain when we have our own thing and you know, when they, you know, obviously don't want us around whatever events they have. So why not have our own? But the problem is when we have our own, that's when it seems to trip out all the time. And you know, the fact that, you know, everybody keep calling it Juneteenth a Russian holiday, or, you know, it's a fake holiday. Well, let's do the same thing on July 4th. Like, every time July 4th is around, let's say July 4th is a terrorist holiday represented by white mass shooters, pedophiles, and serial killers and rapists.
Hold on, be careful with wait. Hold it. Be careful with some of the stuff that you're saying.
Oh, excuse me, my bad, man. I'm just trying to come up with an observation. I ain't gonna go that far, but you know, it kind of burns me up when everybody keeps calling our holidays ratchet when we don't say nothing about theirs. So, you know, I feel like when they come at ours, you gotta come at them harder, so they'll know how it feels when they mess with us. And I bet you they're gonna be crying so hard and they want to hunt us down. But yeah, man, this whole black and brown thing, man, I think I done lost hope on it. And as for the Olympics, I don't really care too much about it, because even that is racial discrimination, and they'll cast us out. So I wouldn't be surprised if whatever we invented, they're gonna allow people who never came up with that idea, or they're having sport and compete instead of rest. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that this icon, whatever this dude's name is, had the nerve to not even know what Juneteenth is and all that, and gets offended about his Phoenix not performing, is absurd. You just gotta call it what it is, and just like realize that they just don't care about anything we got going on. They don't care about it. We just have no friends. You know what I'm saying? They're the villains. You know, villains disguised as heroes. You know, wolves in sheep's clothing, while we the villains. You know, we're heroes covered as villains. So it's just an ass backwards word. But yeah, June holiday is wretched. July 4th is a terrorist thing. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right.
I mean, why not? All right, I'm sorry about the other words that I said, man.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming. Well, thanks for coming up because it's kind of some noise in the background.
I should have known. I try to move somewhere else. This gym keeps having on me. But I'll put it down now, man. I'll go back with my
All right. Shout out to Jonathan. Next, we got Scoop 2003. What's going on?
What's going on? What's going on, man? Man. These people are out of control. I don't understand why they got a problem with anything. Well, I do understand why they got a problem with everything we do, because it's, you know, it's that anti-black racist. Why not just come out and say you don't like it?
That would be too much. They don't want to. They don't want to. I mean, in order to keep. Well, see, the thing is, they could even do that and still keep their grift going nowadays. But many of them, they feel like they got to kind of drag it out. It's almost like a very long mute point. But you know, instead of actually saying it, like for instance, I don't know if you saw it, but you had you had Matt Walsh on X. I think he asked this question twice. Why can't white people say the N-word or something like it's something to that effect? And we was like, well, you can say it, but there will be consequences most likely behind you saying it. But see, he's basically asking that, of course, to his echo chamber of an audience, because of course they'll agree with whatever he says, but he's scared of the thing is he's scared of the backlash. That's what it really boils down to, is they don't want the backlash of what they know is anti-black.
Well, see, the thing also is, I always wonder, why do you want to say that word so bad? Out of all the trillions of words in the world, you focus on that one word. You just can't help. You can say anything else, but you just have to want to say that. I'm like, okay,
because they see because they like I said, they see the grift behind it. Like you've seen how they see there's a profit there in being very especially anti-FBA specifically. They see the grift is there because they see what has worked for other people, and now they want to do and get in on the same thing too. But the thing is, what you're saying is no different than what someone else said prior to you. You're not saying anything new, so it's not gonna hit the same. Like, think about perfect example, that what's her name, the Lily Gaddis chick. Look at her. She literally only had 15 minutes after she did what she did, and then remember, Kid Gravity and myself, I played his audio from when she went in that space and they were checking her. Like, it didn't last long, and then they went in when they found out she had a mixed Iranian child and she was a single mother. Like, this woman was hitting off all cylinders that they are against. I'm surprised they didn't go ahead and try to say that she's a black woman in whiteface.
Yeah, I remember that. That was crazy.
So when you think about like all of that, a lot of them who are trying to get in on that anti-FBA grift now, they're too late. It's like, again, we said November 5th is on the way. And by the time that rolls around, their grip will be over. Anybody who just didn't get in right now before it got to a certain point, they just ain't getting in.
Hey, it can't come fast enough, as far as I'm concerned. You know what I mean? I just look at that. I'm like, you know, it reminds me of the little high school game. You know, you talk about black people behind our back, but the minute, you know, we in your face, you smiling, talking about how you like us, and oh, I like collard greens, and I like cornbread, and you know, my great grandmother on my daddy's side was black. It's like, really, cut it out, stop. You know what I mean? We know better. They just don't want to say nothing around us because they know they liable to get their teeth knocked in. But see, we know the minute something like that happens, that's what they want, so they can say we violent, we savage, we don't know how to act. Those black people, see, that's what you need to do. Put them all in jail because come on.
Yeah.
Don't start nothing that you can't finish. Most people in the black community know when you going to look for trouble, 9 times out of 10 you finna find it. So just be ready for it when you get there. They want to cry about everything, just like you said, the South of the Bordarians. They adopted that same style, but that's okay. We just gonna keep pushing black first, and we gonna keep doing what we doing.
Exactly.
I'm gonna land my plane right there, brother.
Appreciate you. Shout out to Scoop for coming up. Next, we got Keith. What's going on?
Hey, how you doing, Tori?
I'm doing good.
Doing all right? You know, I just wanted to ask you, I
Mhm.
noticed something after looking at these videos. That dude never addressed what the song said. They not like us.
Mm.
That's a blueprint for saying we ain't rocking with y'all like that. He
See, no,
never addressed
but
that.
and I'm glad you brought that up because see the thing is they still see the song as a diss track to Drake. That's initially how it started off as because it is a diss track to Drake. Like when you look at the lyrics and everything, but when you really think about when he just gets to the point of they not like us, it's like damn, that resonates with us more than anything. That's why the song is in such high demand. In such heavy rotation. And we're not tired of the song. You know, sometimes by the now, you know, we live in a society where people will get tired of something after a few spins. This thing has been in heavy rotation for well over going on 2 months, and people are still requesting it. I can imagine how many wedding parties, how many social events, how many sporting events this song has been played at.
That's amazing that they not even paying attention to the topic of what's being said. We saying we getting away from y'all. We tired of y'all culture vultures,
Mm-hmm.
and that's not being addressed. And another thing is, I wrote in your chat. They know they like a soldier without a nation. They got to find somewhere to latch on to, and we didn't shut the door on them. And I know this from everyday life. Some suspected white supremacists looking at them a different way. They like, hey, wait, man, you can't dunk a basketball. You ain't really good at baseball. The hell can you do? It's capitalism, but at the same time, it's them latching on to something because they ain't got nothing else. This the life raft that they need to have to keep afloat, and that's why they doing that. And I'll land my plane with that, sir.
Appreciate you coming up. Shout out to Keith. Next up, we got Mansa Musa 93. What's going on? Mansa Musa, if you are speaking, your mic is muted. Mansa Musa going once, twice. All right, maybe he stepped away. Next up, we got 50 is Fabulous. What's going on? 50 is Fabulous. If you are there, if you are speaking, we cannot hear you. Okay, they're not there. Last, we have Xavier. I hope yours is working. Sounds like it is. What's going on?
It's been a struggle. Like I had to keep dropping in and out.
Yeah, I saw that. You kept coming up and then you kept going out. You did it like 5 times, and I'm glad that you got it together.
Finally. I mean, I've missed your lives for like the last 3 ones, I think, including the Juneteenth when I was so sad about that. But I'm glad I could catch this one. And happy Juneteenth, by the way, to you and all the other FBA brethren out there.
Hey, you know what's so funny that you know what's funny that you say that. You know what would be real petty is when the 4th rolls around and we just start saying Happy Juneteenth, because wasn't it Charlie Kirk that said when they I think the year after they federalized it, so this might have been around 2022 or maybe it was last year, I don't know. He went on his little minstrel rant talking about before he said, why is there I'm trying my best to do an imitation. That's not the easy feat to do. It's very nauseating. But
don't even.
He was like, why? He's like, why are we celebrating Juneteenth? We only have one Independence Day, and that is the 4th. You know, people are going to be celebrating Juneteenth, and then when the 4th comes around, they're going to be talking about Juneteenth. I'm like, Charlie, shut your paranoid ass up. When the 4th came around, nobody was talking about Juneteenth. Like everyone was talking about the 4th, and they were still hitting the fireworks off past the 4th. And then he was saying, why? Then I think that he said, can we move? Then he said, can we move Juneteenth to September? Wait, what?
Dude is a straight up idiot, man. Like for real, I don't get that guy. And I mean, 1 minute he's saying he respects Dr. King, and the next minute he's saying Dr. King was a bad person. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, make up your
Mhm.
fucking mind. It doesn't make
It's
any
all
like.
it is all it is. Listen, like I was saying before, it is all a grift, but that's fine because November
Mhm.
5th is on the way. They are in well, some of them are already in crash out mode, but some of them
Oh
are
yeah.
entering pre-crash out, and they have no idea that their crash out is literally right around the corner. But some have already hit it. Some people's crash out have already faded into obscurity, and so have they.
Yeah, it's a gift that keeps on giving, and they're waiting. Honestly, that day couldn't come any sooner because a lot of these a lot of these idiots need to go the way of the dodo for real. Like, what I actually wanted to say about this, I think someone already touched on that. I heard about that. The lady that said they don't want to get treated like black people
Mhm.
because they're always afraid. And I think that's the same for most other non FBA or non black people, and
Oh, I
even non
wholeheartedly agree.
FBA people that they're afraid. They when they come to the US and then they say they don't want to be treated the way FBA are being treated, so they're gonna try and please uh, the PC folk and do everything right, and they still get treated poorly, but they don't see it that way, and they still have this feeling that they're better than FBA for some reason. Meanwhile, in their eyes, you're just as low as the rest of us. The only difference is they're tricking you into believing, giving you that false sense of security. But when the time comes, like that annoying Latina bitch, what's her name again?
Oh, Valentina
Uh,
Gomez.
oh my God, I hate. Okay, I don't know if I could say that, but that woman pisses me the hell off. When she got a wake up call in that she got in
Oh,
that room.
yeah, in that space. Yeah. Oh yeah, that
Oh
was
my God.
that's why when I did my Juneteenth stream, I said I have to play that space audio, and shout out to KG for actually
Hmm.
doing that, because I'm gonna be honest, if it wasn't for him, I would not have known that existed, because I
Me neither.
would never go anywhere near those spaces. So I'm
It
glad that
is.
I'm glad he was able to retrieve that, because that was hilarious. And again, I've told people before, this applies to people such as herself who thinks they are what they really aren't, who just got here.
Hmm.
Literally, this woman just got here, and
You
I
don't
keep telling
even
you,
go here.
exactly. I
You
said,
don't even go.
I said the people. I always say the people who ask they kiss the most are going to be the ones that's going to run them over. Those are the ones that's
Straight
going to
up.
give them the wake up calls, because she was literally in the minority. She was probably one of the only women. I think it was that Lily Gaddis shit was in there too, but they clowned her as
Hmm.
well. And
Hmm.
she was in
They
there
still
with
clowning that
mainly
one
other.
too. Yeah.
She was in there mainly with white men, and they call her out of her name. They basically they disrespected her, and notice she
That.
did, and notice she was very soft spoken in her
Hmm.
response to them,
No
in a
guns. No
way.
guns or nothing.
No, listen, no making no videos playing BBL Drizzy in the background. But like she has all this smoke for us. But when she was with them and they called her out her name, call her a B and F you, and the one when he said I'm the one that took your Mike B, and I'll do it again.
Oh
That
my
was so
God!
funny.
Like that dude has personal beef with that lady. I don't know
Yeah,
how or why.
it sounded
Because he kept
very
saying,
personal.
yeah, because he kept saying he told her to get back in the kitchen. I'm like, damn,
Yeah,
what happened?
exactly. Yeah, when he said
God
that,
damn.
I said, and the thing is, she probably didn't see it coming, because she's used to, like I tell you, most people who are very anti FBA in particular definitely are not liked amongst them, and she's trying too hard. This woman is from
Way too
Colombia.
hard. Way too
Here's
hard.
the thing: she's not first generation born. She
Hmm.
literally got here when she was an adult.
She still has
if
the accent, so
and
yeah,
she still has the accent. So if she
very thick
if
accent.
if nature wants to play a wicked trick on us and she happens to hatch an egg and have a child, that child will be first generation born. But
Oh my God.
yeah, but
No, please God,
enough
no.
about her. Yeah.
I mean, true. So, like, I was gonna say something. So this whole thing that they're saying about being invited to Juneteenth, no one said you couldn't come, but trying to take it over, like saying, "Oh, we deserve to be there." You don't even know what the damn holiday is, and you're mad about not being invited. No one said you couldn't come. You could come,
Exactly.
but it's not about you. It's not for you.
Right.
You can celebrate with people. It's the same way, like you've mentioned and other people have mentioned. Cinco de Mayo, that's a holiday that everyone celebrates, but no one ever pretends. I can't pretend I'm Mexican. I'm not
Exactly.
Mexican, so I can't tell you Cinco de Mayo is for me. I'll go perform for a bunch of Mexicans. I don't even speak Spanish, so it makes no sense. Also, last thing I would say, that guy, the piece of advice I would give him is, I don't know who said this. I put it in the chat too. I think it goes something like, better to be thought a fool, better to be silent and thought a fool, and to open your mouth and remove all doubt about being a fool. So he
Exactly.
should have just kept quiet and asked questions. That's
Even
just
his
it.
even his co-hosts were trying to give him an out. They were trying to
Exactly.
save him, and he just kept going in the wrong direction. Like, this man was slamming into the dead end so many times. Like, you hit, like, he was like a crash test dummy. Like, he slammed into the wall one time and then backed the car in reverse and slammed into it again, thinking he's going to break that wall. And it was like, okay, that's why after a while, his co-host just kind of just sat there and was like, okay, this man literally,
Oh my God.
this guy's falling on his sword. There's nothing
I
we can
swear to
do.
God, like he has the IQ of a crash test dummy. Oh my God. But anyways, that's really all I got. I also wanted to just holler at you and the rest of the FBA family and say, keep
Appreciate
up the good work and keep fighting that good fight, brother. Be one.
Appreciate you. B1. And shout out to Xavier coming up, and that is going to be the end of the calls. 50th Fabulous. I saw what you said. I don't know what happened, but we're gonna be doing more lives in the future. When you're available, you can definitely come on through for those. But shout out to everybody that came through. We had over 700 people in the chat today. Shout out to all of you for coming through. Shout out to all the new subscribers too, because I saw some new subscribers came in as well. I don't know how many, but I did see the new subscriber thing pop up. But shout out to y'all. Again, shout out to everybody who contributed. Scoop 2003, Panther Strike, Janesta, The Lone Wolf Effect, Cornell Slide with that 100, Curly Girl, Queen Fire, Savion, Mike 4282, Keith, 7 Ham, Neo Panther. Shout out to you for being a member of the channel for 5 months until Dog Talk, and somebody sent me a Cash App too. So shout out to you as well, and we're gonna have to play
It's busy up here. I got money.
Appreciate you. Shout out to everybody that came through. Be sure to be here tomorrow. There will be an 11 a.m. premiere video. It's going to be about J.K. Rowling, and apparently she done pissed Halty off again. Can't wait for y'all to see that. Oh, snap. We got another super chat that just came through at the end. Q-Boro brother, $5. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate
It's
that.
busy up here. I got money.
Shout out to you. And also be sure to be locked in, I believe, with Nicole's View channel tomorrow, because I think she's going to go live and she's going to have Harvey on there, and he'll be able to explain the situation that he has going on right now. But with that being said, everybody, y'all enjoy the rest of your evening. See y'all. We'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Be safe and be one.